Namaste. So while sitting here discussing some things, going through some things, right? Through some things to correct in this debauchery. Well, as an adolescent, dealing with a lot of traumas that seem to be intentionally inflicted on us, all of us,
we
on this planet, right? So, while while going through those things, and not just now, right? This has been an ongoing studies, ongoing practices, right? Namaste. So, while I, myself, as an offspring, that was not from a test tube, from what I was told, and the unconditional love that was given to me, that was non-sexual whatsoever, from caregivers that were dealing with the traumas that they endured, which from what's been depicted has been really hard.
Traumatic.
But yet they've overcome it and done so magnificently. And while they have endured brutalization, all types of mistreatments and stuff as children,
animals, children, because humans, you think that you're having it way worse than the slaughterhouse victims?
They sit there and they say, the thing to do when you get older is to get married,
or the victims
have
held in
children,
captivity,
have a white picket fence and a dog, right? Well, they've done that so that you have your own little small plantation, so that they can just continue to harvest, right? And what are they harvesting? They're harvesting your natural life's currency, your energy, which, thanks to Esther Hicks, explains that you are only an extension of your non-physical source energy, which is all around and is always there for you, always loving you, always comforting you, always on your side, providing everything that you want and or don't want, right? So we are removed from that connection, and while we're removed from that connection, we are looking for love outside rather than from inside, reconnecting with our non-physical source energy. So,
which is above, below, a whole circumference of the galaxies, if anything.
From others, that puts pressure on them because they were feeling unloved just as well, right? Because they were disconnected with their non-physical source energy. That's their powerful self. So, because of that thought process, what did I do as an adolescent? Going through the identity crisis. First thing I did, while observing what they were pushing in the public school system as education, right? The institution of educating, conditioning, right? The fables that they were putting out there that the white man is so responsible for enslaving others, which is fucking the stupidest thing that anybody could perpetuate. Because of what? Why is that? Because this bati, the only batis that would actually be considered white are albinos. But all y'all that think that y'all white who are not albinos need to go the fuck back to preschool to learn the difference between colors. Because the skin changes colors from what? Okay? Because I'm tired of repeating this. So, while looking outside of myself for love from others, right? And then, going through the identity crisis because of what we know from what they've said is people being stolen and captive. Animals being stolen and captive, right? Rather than us being allowed to move around the globe freely as we are naturally all nomadic, I did what did I do? For certain time periods, when I was getting what they were throwing out, and I was recognizing that those in the classrooms with me were buying that story. Pity them. They were buying it and wanting to sell that weak-ass his and her stories of oppression and the oppressors winning and being high up and superior. And little did you guys remember that is not how it goes. So, I personally went ahead and went to other institutions of education, and I said to them the first time, I said to them in their own languages of ignorance, I said, oh yeah, my mother is white, but my father is black. And guess what? I was much more accepted than I was when I was only looked at as a white girl, which I have never been. No color of a girl or anybody, because what you see is not who I am. That can be what the fuck you are, and you can get the fuck on to a planet that condones that, because this one does not. So we see that, but then there was a girl who may or may not call herself a white girl, right? Who remembered me in elementary school and was like, wait a minute, her dad's not black. Right, okay. But y'all
that would have been a rich bitch
and y'all
that wanted
me
to
differently because of
right, that wanted to pick on a poor child
what did I do?
that
I
they thought
again,
was poor.
Went to another institute of education, and what did they hear? They heard, oh, my dad is white, but my mother is from Puerto Rico, which right there completely, hey, white is a color, Puerto Rico is a nation, it's a nationality, it's a nation, okay? It's an island, the West Indies, right? So, what happened then? Again, once again, I was looked at completely different. Now, there were some that were like, I don't believe her. But, we like her. So we're going to sit there and let her do what she's doing. Okay? Now, for all of those that got those two different depictions, hey, I appreciate your participation in my research study. And I apologize if that particular indication of what you saw from me misled you into wanting to be with those that were combined like that, which was only from what the fuck I said, which was incorrect of what the fuck y'all been saying. So, here we are, right? So then, what do we have? Then we've got,
what do we have, Antonio?
The buying of the story, unfortunately, of
my first godchild.
Having the expectation to get married, have children, and or have children, get married, and all of that shit, right? Now, so where we were going with that is back here to this. Now, so we were just looking here because the thing is this: since everybody wants to put those labels on bodies, unfortunately for them, those that are labeling those as less than worthy of existing in the same category as them, want to refer to bodies as male or female, gender label, right? And that's necessary, they believe, in order for procreation, because they are ignorant to the facts of the matters of being your own non-physical source energy and being able to manifest into the physical world on your own free will without having another procreate you, because you create yourself. So the identity crisis here was inflicted on the stealing of those from their native lands. So any bodies that got the fucking audacity to speak to anybody that don't got no motherfucking trails of their packing slips of where the fuck they came from, because what I know is where I'm native to. And so all of y'all that say y'all native to another country, get the fuck on to that country and enjoy your nativity. Ain't nobody mad about that, because the whole planet is, I'm native to that, whether you like it or not. So we're back here to the thing that was funny, laughing yoga earlier, right? So what do we have here? So we have nymphomania, right? Nymphomania, a condition of what? Why would any bodies want some bodies to be nymphomaniacs? To procreate, to continue harvesting, to continue to produce the, right. So I'll just read the what they say about it, okay? So what they say about nymphomania, they say that it is a mental disorder, okay? Now, considering the mental is a part of your physical body, and you are one with the physical body, but don't get it twisted, because that's not who you are. But you can believe that if you want to. So you see what they do with the dead bodies. So remember, that's where you're going to be forever. Because there is no promised land for that type of thought process. That's the promised land. You promise to be their possession, because they're possessing you as a souvenir. Your body that you was created in. All they did as procreators was give you the opportunity to create your body within them. But that's not who you are.
And it's not something that you have to feel indebted to.
So what do? They sit there and they put out all of these things. They've got the Oedipus and Electra complex, right? Where they suggest that a child, an adolescent, would have a sexual desire towards the opposite sex of their caregivers, which is completely fucked up. Because of what? Because for one, children do not look at their parents as wanting to fuck them or to get fucked by them or their caregivers. And the only reason that would be something that would even cross anybody's mind is because of
to those blood relations.
The conditioning of wanting to perpetuate plantations that they just dress the fuck up. Farms, plantations, however the fuck you want to call them. Places of harvesting. So they say nymphomania is a mental disorder, right? It says that and this fucking website right here ain't even bringing up a credible definition for me to share with you. Because of what? Because of the fact that what? Let me just pause for a moment because